Okay, so what if I told you that you have a tool that could literally change your reality? Nope, it's not some secret or a gimmick. It's all about your mindset. Today, we're going to dive into how just a small shift in how you see the world can turn your biggest headaches into your greatest wins. Let's get right into it. We're kicking things off with this really powerful idea from Mike Rashid, the entrepreneur and former pro boxer. He says you all have a superpower, right now. And it's not super strength or anything like that. It's something you have complete control over, your perspective.
All right, Section 1, your superpower. So let's really unpack what that means. Your perspective, it's the lens you see everything through. It's what decides if you're going to be the hero of your own story or if you're going to stay stuck.
And here's where it all splits into two paths. Every single thing that happens in your life can be seen one of two ways. Either it's a problem, a total roadblock, or it's an opportunity to level up. Think about that. The exact same situation can lead to completely different results. The only thing that changes, your point of view.
Okay, Section 2, Fixed versus Growth Mindset. This brings us to the heart of it all, a concept made famous by the psychologist Carol Dweck. There are basically two fundamental mindsets that shape how we deal with life, the fixed mindset and the growth mindset.
Yeah, this slide really lays it all out, doesn't it? A fixed mindset, it comes from a place of limits. It's the voice that says, hey, my talents are what they are, that's it. So any challenge feels like a threat. But a growth mindset, that's all about potential. It says anything can be learned, which means challenges are the only way you get better. It's that tiny but life-changing difference between saying, I'm not good at this, and adding that one magic word. I'm not good at this yet.
So, let's take a closer look at the fixed mindset. This is the one that really holds you back. It's kind of like a self-imposed prison, And it's built on these very specific and honestly totally false beliefs about yourself and the world.
So, with a fixed mindset, you believe intelligence is just static. You're born with a certain amount, and that's that. This makes you want to avoid problems because you're scared of looking dumb. Any feedback feels like a personal attack, not help. You always take the easy way out. And maybe the worst part? When a friend succeeds, it feels like a threat to you, not something to get inspired by.
But then you've got the other side of the coin, the growth mindset. This one's all about possibility and potential. It's like running a completely different operating system in your brain.
Someone with a growth mindset, they see a problem and think, awesome, here's a chance to get smarter. They get that effort isn't a sign of weakness, it's the only way to get great at something. They know that where you're headed is way more important than where you came from. And most importantly, they know that excuses, they're just a dead end. No thanks.
Okay, Section 3, a mindset in action. Look, this all sounds great in theory, right? But what does it actually look like when the pressure is on? Let's get into the incredible story of Mike Rashid to see a growth mindset in the real world.
Okay, so 12 years ago, Mike Rashid hits absolute rock bottom. He was a fugitive. He was homeless. He had lost literally everything. And he's the first one to tell you it was because of his own choices. Nobody else to blame. He totally could have played the victim card, but instead he owned it. And he made a choice.
And this is so important. He didn't just pretend he wasn't feeling bad. He felt all of it. The hopelessness, the anger, the fear. But here's the key. He felt those things without accepting them as his permanent reality. He actively pushed them away and decided to turn all that negative energy into fuel.
And this is it. This is the growth mindset at its most powerful. He didn't just climb out of that hole. He used rock bottom as a launch pad. He refused to blame anyone else for his problems. Instead, just like he says, his problems became his motivation. Wow, what an incredible story. But inspiration is kind of useless if you don't do anything with it. So let's get practical. How do you actually do this? How do you rewire your own brain for growth? So how do you build a growth mindset? Well, it's not about just thinking happy thoughts. It's a real, structured process, and it starts with these 3 steps right here. All right, step 1, identify. You've got to take a brutally honest look at where you are right now. No sugarcoating. Step 2, make a plan. Figure out exactly where you want to be and then map out the steps to get there. And step 3, heal. This one's huge. Apologize to anyone you've hurt. You got to clear your conscience so you can put all your energy into moving forward. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, that's great, but my brain is just wired this way. Well, guess what? modern science says that's just not true. It's a concept called neuroplasticity, and it's the proven fact that your brain can physically change and reorganize itself based on your thoughts and your actions. It's amazing.
So that old saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, it is scientifically wrong. Your brain isn't set in stone. It's more like clay. It's malleable. You can literally build new roads in your mind and change how you react to things just by consciously practicing new habits.
Okay, let's bring this all home with one last really powerful idea. This is all about changing that voice inside your head. Or, as Mike Rashid puts it so well, it's about learning to cast good spells on yourself.
Think about it. Every single time you say, I can't do that, or I'm not smart enough, you're casting a bad spell. You are literally programming yourself to fail. That habit of negative self-talk, it has to stop today.
So here's the good spell you cast instead. This is your new mantra. Only good things happen to me. Now hold on, this isn't about being delusional. It's not pretending bad stuff doesn't happen. It's a commitment, a promise to yourself that you will find the lesson, the opportunity for growth in everything that comes your way. It completely changes the game.
So I'm going to leave you with this. Think about the biggest challenge you're facing in your life right now. You know that thing that feels like a giant wall you just can't get over? Put on those growth mindset glasses for a second and ask yourself this: what opportunity is my biggest problem hiding? Thanks for tuning in.